Ladies and gentlemen, we have President and CEO of Brand USA at the Ipw Washington, D.C., and he will speak to you about India plans. Over to Christopher.
Welcome. We're at IPW in Washington, D.C., our nation's capital. This is the 49th IPW and the first time that it's been in our nation's capital. I remember when it was being announced 4 or 5 years ago, and there was a collective applause and celebration, because I think the world has been wanting to come to Washington for many, many years, and so here we are for the first time. This is, I'd say, on a regular basis, a figurative and actual stage for us to tell our story about the United States of America when all of our stakeholders from around the country and around the world are in one place. And so we look forward to this opportunity every year to hold one city up and otherwise promote the entire country.
Chris, what are your plans for Brand USA's plan for India market?
So India, this year we have a partnership year with India that was created by our two governments. Not to get technical, but there's a strategic and commercial dialogue that's for the first time happened that has included tourism. This allows our governments to talk about policy, shaping policy that would allow both of us to grow our travel and tourism industries, and not only the economic benefit of that, but the diplomatic benefit of that, which is to bring cultures and people together. And we have an amazing relationship with the country of India. We know that a lot of what drives travel from India is visiting friends and relatives from a lot of our Indian friends who have chose to live here or go to school here. So we're looking for finding ways to improve connectivity, which is the actual access to the market, and otherwise promote each of our countries so that we can both achieve the benefits that we're looking to accomplish.
Chris, we have Air India flight coming up next month onwards. What are your views on that?
Oh my gosh, I mean, for us to live in D.C., to connect the capitals of the two largest democracies in the world is an amazing opportunity. We have a presence and an office in Delhi, so we go back and forth on a regular basis, so it's going to serve us well, and it certainly will serve all of our friends from India and visitors that want to come directly into the nation's capital and then go other places, and then likewise to benefit India as a country, people traveling in the other direction. So we're excited about that.
What are your challenges? What is the Brand USA's challenges in total and in terms of Indian market?
I wouldn't necessarily separate the India market from any other challenge. These days when there's a lot of conversation about safety and security, our job is trying to figure out how do we continue to let all of our friends and visitors from around the world know that they're welcome. And that welcome message was something that we talked very strongly about today at lunch among all of our stakeholder friends from around the world. And we're doing our job to offer one big welcome and asking all of our partners to do the same. And over the next weeks and months, you should start seeing a lot of really authentic and genuine stories about real people that live in the United States and are proud of where they are in the United States and want to share that with the world. So we're looking forward to offering that to our friends in India and everywhere else in the world.
Chris, one last question, which is very serious, about the safety and security of all the travelers all over the world, and especially with Brand USA taking serious concern about this, and President Trump also talking about the same. How do you say about this? Because
so the number one priority for any country, including the U.S. and India, is protecting our borders and protecting our citizens as a result of protecting our borders. So in that way, it's no different in the U.S. than it is in India. So without security, there is no travel. But oh, by the way, when you provide a safer and secure environment for your citizens, you also do for your visitors. So our job is to make sure that people clearly understand any policy changes and what's actually been changed versus what they might have thought had been changed. And so that's our job. By law, we're required to do that, but we would do it anyway because we want to make sure that there are no anxieties, no questions of anybody coming to the United States, and if there are changes, they know exactly what's changed so that they know how to deal with it. But right now, there's been very little that's changed, and it's mostly a perception problem.
And my last question would be, what are new for Brand USA? What are new developments happening up here?
So we got a lot of new developments over this past year. We launched a new creative campaign that's launched in India, which is reaching out to our family, our friends and visitors from all over the world and asking them to picture themselves in the middle of their USA experience. It's a social, digital platform, a website that actually answers that call to action. It allows them to plan their USA experience. With the success of our first IMAX film, which is National Park Adventure, which told the story about what there is to see in the United States through the filter of our national parks, we're in production with a new film that's going to reach into our urban areas and the culture that defines our urban areas, and specifically how urban areas have been defined by music. And before there were Brand USAs, most of our friends and visitors from around the world learned about the United States through movies and music. And so this new film is going to focus on the story that has shaped our cities and therefore our country through the universal language of music. Be launched next February. We're very excited about that.
Thank you, Chris, for your time.
Thank you.
Very much. Ladies and gentlemen, this was Chris Thompson, President and CEO, talking live on TravelSpan TV.
Thank you.